What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you guys for tuning in, for watching. It's fucking cold here, but it's sunny. So let's look at the bright side of things and think positively, right? I'm actually pretty happy that it's sunny. I'm genuinely happy. So, in this video, we're gonna talk about positive thinking, right? How to think positively, especially in a world that we live in where it's a negative world. It is mostly a negative world. It is full of negative energy, of stress, of feelings of shame and guilt and fear. You know, the world we live in, the matrix that we happen to find ourselves in right now, in this present time space continuum, is full of negative energy. But how do you rise above that and think positively and have positive thoughts and become a source of positive inspiration and energy for other people around you? Well, I think you've come to the right guy for once, maybe twice, right? For that, because I used to be a very negative thinker, and that is not a surprise. We are all born into a negative thinking environment. Most of us are. And through the years and through a long process, I'm able to rise above it and keep my thoughts very much positive, very much almost all the time, right? Almost all the time. Not always, nobody's perfect. I get my moments, but generally speaking, I'm able to plug into the positive stream of thinking most of the time. And we'll talk about one concept here. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. I think that was a pivotal realization for me. And that's what sort of got me to plug into the positive thinking, positive vibe, is realizing, okay, number one, I need to change the people that I was hanging around with. And I did exactly that. I had friends in high school, and they're good guys, they're good people, you know. I see them now every once in a blue moon. They're good people. They're honestly inside good people. But, you know, there was a lot of negativity there going on, and we were constantly trying to one-up one another. You know what that means? It means like you're trying to gain the upper hand. You're trying to alpha your other bro, if you know what I mean, right? Trying to shit on them and put them down, and, you know, you're trying to basically establish your dominance within the group. And that was sort of the dynamic I was in high school, you know, for the friends that I was with. And I started to realize, no, I want to be more positive, man. I'm negative. I have a lot of negative self-talk. I perceive myself in a very shitty way because that's just the way I perceived myself, in a very shitty way, because that's the environment. The people I was spending most of my time with were people who were constantly shitting on me, and I was constantly shitting on them. Therefore, creating that sort of vibe where, like, you think now you're negative because that's the people around you. That's what they're perceiving you as. They're perceiving you as negative. So you think now the whole society thinks of you as negative. You think of yourself as negative. You have negative self-talk. Now keep in mind that people you spend your time with could be friends, could be also family, right? If you're spending a lot of time with a certain family member, for better or worse, right? You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. So I realized, okay, gotta let go. I stopped hanging around my friends from high school completely. I just at that point in my life, at that stage in my life, completely cut them off. Started doing my own thing, reading books, etc., trying to improve myself. Still not in a very positive state, but slowly and surely trying to get better at it, right? And I was surrounded by good friends in university, right? Good people, not exactly like, whoa, positive vibes. Good people, you know, much less negative, much more accepting, you know, than the ones in high school. And then this is where I had my change, right? For as far as talking about positive thinking. Between 2013 and 2014, I went to Alberta, different province. I had an internship there, to work it there. And I was away from everybody here that I knew in Ontario, right? I've been in Ontario. I had been there for 5 years. That was, you know, became my society, my self-image, the people I was hanging around with, spending most of my time with. complete change, right? So I went there, and I remember I set the intention of going there and coming back a beast. That's what I told myself. Now, what beast? What defines beast? What is beast? I really don't know, right? I'm gonna step away a little bit because I think that dog is just loves to bark, and it knows I'm there. So I told myself I'm gonna come back a beast. Now, what defines beast? I didn't know at the time, right? To me now, beast is a positive, someone who gives other people inspiration and positivity. So I went there, and there were people there, they were friends and stuff like that, but I went there with the intention of I don't want to make any friends. I just want to completely do my own thing there. That's the intention I went to, right? I'm like, enough of people, and I don't want to be around people. I've had too much of that. I've always like, you're looking for friends to hang around with. Well, I'm like, no, this year is gonna be mine. And I got a journal, and I started journaling the first day I got to Alberta. I'm like, there's something gonna be different when I come back. I know. I started journaling, spending a lot of time in solitude by myself. And finally, as I started to think more positively and started to get on this self-improvement path, I am finally now, in that moment, able to pick the 5 people that I want to spend most of my time with. And those 5 people that I want to spend most of my time with, they weren't people I knew in person. They were online personalities, online people who speak like I speak now online. And I chose my people then, and I didn't know, I wasn't conscious of what I was doing. I wasn't. But because I told myself I'm not gonna be around friends, I'm not gonna be around anyone. Lots of people told me, on Fridays and Saturdays, let's go hang around, bro. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm busy. I'm gonna go do boxing, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, right? And true, I was always just doing my thing, right? So it's not like I didn't have opportunities, I did, but I decided, no, I'm here to I gotta figure some shit out here. Something needs to be figured out here, right? So, of course, I'm working there, and I'm struggling with the work and the 9 to 5, but at the same time, it's good, because now it's giving me a lot of thinking. I used to take my journal with me to work and sit down on the downtime and just write shit, right? Like, what am I interested in, blah, 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 right? And what happened is, because I started to use the internet for inspiration and I wasn't hanging around people, the 5 people that ended up, I guess I'm sort of an average of, or the product of, is the 5 people I listen to the most on the internet. So these were people like Elliot Holmes, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Eric Thomas, and who else was I listening to a lot at the time? Those 4 people specifically, I was listening to a lot at the time. Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, and Les Brown, motivational speakers, right? And then Tony Robbins is more personal development, Elliot Holmes, fitness and personal development. So I was listening to these 4 people, and over that year, so when I came back to Ontario, my friends are like, you're fucking different, bro. And I was coming in, and I was like this positive, energetic person, right? And they were like, whoa, you're different, man. I was like, yeah, I don't know, something happened. But really, what happened is I listened to these guys so much, I had become the average of them. Truly, that's what happened right in front of my eyes. I became the average of them. And so I got on that positive thinking vibe, on that motivational vibe. And then, of course, a year later, after coming back to Ontario, so 2 years later, so a year of just positive brainwashing and becoming the average of I used to listen to these guys all the time, running in the background, all the time. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Doesn't matter. I could be taking a shower. I'm listening to one of these guys, right? If I'm at work and I'm doing something, on the computer, I have my earphones on, I'm listening to that. I'm in the gym, I'm listening to that. Just positive brainwashing. And a year later, I've become the product of that. I had isolated myself, no friends in real life, nothing. Just because I wasn't fine, I wanted to. Honestly. Now, this is how I was able to sort of rewire my my brain into thinking positively. What you could do is, if you can find friends, that would be even better and more influential. If you can find friends here, right now, in front of you, you can hug, you can talk to, you can share ideas with. That is always the most ideal. Because it's happening right here, the exchange of energy is that much more visceral, but it's not necessary. If you don't have those friends right now, and a lot of us don't, we're trying to improve ourselves and everyone else around us plugged to the matrix, and we're not yet finding the others, then I would make use of the power of the internet. I would pick 4 or 5 people, 3 to 5, that really inspire me, that really make me feel positive, that really make me feel good. And then I would go ahead and I would consume the shit out of their content until I feel like I don't need to anymore. I don't need to watch the people that I used to watch 2 years ago, 3 years ago anymore. I've already become that. You understand what I'm saying? So you do that and you keep doing it until you don't need to anymore. And then you know you've completely now the embodiment of that. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe you can pick me as one of the 3 to 5 people. Consume the shit out of my material, give me watch time, and then throw me in the garbage can once you feel like you don't need me anymore. Okay? But yeah, that's my point, guys. Use the power of the internet. Honestly, God bless the internet. I'm so grateful for the internet. I don't think I would be, a positive thinker of life and an optimist and someone who's looking for solutions and trying his best to provide those solutions in the most, even though I know I'm an idiot and I know, like, what the fuck, who am I? I am like this dot in the universe, but I try my best here to give inspiration, to give positivity, to be on the healing side of the universe, right? And I really contribute the beginning of it to this selectivity, selecting certain people and just brainwashing my mind and everything, my consciousness with their inspiration, with their positivity, until I've literally became that thing. And now I am giving that thing out to the world. You see, separation is an illusion, right? There's absolutely no shame about you imitating someone else who's already someone you want to become, because that someone else is you anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Separation is an illusion. God bless you all, guys. Hopefully everything is better from here on. A brighter future, a beautiful present, and gratitude for the past that happened to you, whatever it is. God bless you all. I love you guys. I love every single one of you. But don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.